What would happen if you made a square but then you made more squares attached to that square? It would make sense to get all your squares even that you would cut out a square and trace it. So that's exactly what I didn't do. So hopefully these are even or not, who knows. I cut out a square afterwards, and by using this square and putting it up on my other squares, I can pretty much tell you that my squares are kind of square. So this is about a 1/2 inch square. And we're going to figure out if these squares really can make the square things we want them to make. Now if I count the edges on these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 times 6, there's 24. That's 12 inches. So assuming that'll be enough, hopefully, let's take about 12 inches of this wire. And cut it. See what happens. Okay, before we do anything more with the wire, we got to figure out how are we going to cover all these lines with one piece of wire. It's like one of those puzzles. Like you start here, you can picture, you can come around and go like this, this, this. It's good, we got that. And you come down here, come around here, okay. And then you go right there. If you go right there, then you got to retrace that. You don't want to retrace any of the lines. You go that, and then you're stuck. So, and no matter which way you do it, there's no way you can take one path that covers all these lines and not retrace any of them. So if you skip a line, you're gonna have an open spot. If you retrace a line, you're gonna have a doubled up wire spot. So what is the answer? Only thing I could think of is maybe if we use 2 pieces of wire. So let's see, if we start the first one right here and we fill these in, right? Good so far, right? Yeah. Okay. And then where would we go from here? Maybe like this. Get those filled in, right? Okay, good so far. Not bad. Not bad, okay. And all right, that's most of them. Not bad. Now that just means we need to take a second piece of wire and just get these last 3 right here. And that covers everything. Well, so this would be our starting point, right? For our first piece. I don't know, you think we can do this? Let's find out. Now, sometimes in the hammering, the wire is not totally straight. It gets a little snaky. So you want to go back and first of all, just straighten out all the parts. Try to get it as straight as you can, all the way down. It's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be totally even, but the more you hammer, the better you'll get at making it even, not having like little lumpy parts. Okay, let's see if this works. And very carefully, try to make these as even as possible. Now, if this works, it'll be great. If this doesn't work, we'll have learned so much about making a 3D piece with hammered aluminum that we did not know before. So this is like a win-win. No matter what happens, we're going to learn some stuff. Getting a little better at this with each turn. Mostly I'm learning to get everything out of the way on the table because this long piece is just sweeping across and bumping into everything. So always make sure you have a clean table before you start out. If you do that, then you'll be one step ahead of probably every experiment I've ever done with a non-clean table. Now at this point, we could just cut it, but I am realizing that all I have to do is cross one part right here. If I just double up this part, then I get the rest of my design finished without having to have a whole separate piece of wire. And having a separate piece of wire is a pain because it makes looser connections. It raises a whole bunch of issues. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to bend this again right here and see if I can get the thing finished with one piece. We did it. Now, I'm not sure if I want to cut this just yet or leave this extra amount to use to see if maybe I might need to use it to close something off. Let's start folding this into our cube and see what happens. So, dun, 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 dun. The moment of truth. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen. All right, we'll start bending this one up like so. So far, this aluminum is working very nicely. Try bending this one. Okay. Try bending this one all the way over. Ooh, that's the double one. That's a little tricky so far. All right. What's happening here? We'll bend this one up. That does not want to bend. Aha. Okay. Push that back. All right. Okay, we're starting to get the semblance of a cube. Certain parts are a little stronger and they don't want to bend. They don't want to behave as nicely as others. All right, that one is across. Come on, give me a cube. Give me a cube. I'm trusting you. I'm counting on you. I want a cube shape. I want a cube. We're getting there. Slowly. Slowly. It's starting to look like something. Okay, if we bend this one over here, and oh, that's our whole cube right there. We actually don't need this extra part. So that's good. I knew we didn't necessarily need that entire structure. All right, let's see. Should we use the rest of it? Try to flip this all the way over like so, and then like so. It doesn't seem to hurt anything. All right, being that certain parts of this cube are overlapping in different ways than others, it's still a little bit of a wonky cube-ish type cube. All right, well, I'm going to go across, whoa, I'm going to take this guy and bend him across like that. And then I'm going to bend him across like this. And then I'm going to say this has been a learning experiment because there's no way this is going to look like an acceptable cube to most people. Even if we wired it up with very thin wire, there's the dimensions of each different part being that it's the flat wire. Sometimes they're overlapping in some ways, sometimes in other ways, and it's taking away from the perfect square of each square. So, but this still looks really funky and fun. So let's see if we can smush it into a geometric design, do something with it. First, we got to get rid of the sharp ends because they're going to come out and scratch someone. So immediately, I'm going to have to take this guy right here and just curl him inside himself so the sharp end is tucked. But that's not a big issue. That's pretty easy, actually. Okay, so he's tucked. And now we got to do the same thing with this guy. And this, I think we want this guy to kind of be anchored somewhere. So let's throw him right through here. Let's roll him because there's quite a bit of him left. Let's roll him right through there. And then there's just enough left to give him a little bit of a tuck. Pull him out and give him a little bit of, just tuck the very end in right there. Pinch that. Okay, so that's going to be enough just to hold a jump ring if we decide we want to make that the part where the jump ring comes out. So otherwise that's tucked too. Actually, let's just tuck him in more. Forget the jump ring. We can hang a jump ring anywhere. Let's just tuck that guy in a little more secure. Okay. All right, what do we do with this guy now? Let's see. Still kind of geometrically cubey. Oh man, camera, what's your problem? I don't know. I'm feeling it. I like it. It's kind of a beautiful mess. I think if it's not trying too hard to want to be a cube, if we make it clear that it's something totally unrelated to a cube, it's kind of fun. It's kind of weird. It's kind of different. So let's give this guy a little bend in the total wrong direction, like that. Now we definitely know that we're not trying to be any specific kind of shape. Bend him right there also. See, that totally breaks it up. So now we know that like this thing is just a mess and it's not trying to be anything but a mess. Do it even more harsh. There we go. Okay, now that's just fun. I like that. Let's see if we can duplicate it on a second one. And this one we're gonna have a bit more fun because we know we don't have to do anything specific. Now watch, this one's gonna turn into a perfect cube. Well, it's not too much further off from the last one. Let's do those diagonal ones like we did before. Let's go across each of the squares in a weird random diagonal pattern. And where did this? Oh, we should have closed off the sharp end earlier. There it is. Popping right out right there. I'll just curl that in to itself. Okay, and let's again get this guy to go through here and then curl into himself. So get rid of that sharp end. All right, now let's smush him and see if we can make something like this again. I wonder if I took a little bit more wire. This one seems a bit bigger. I didn't measure them both, so let's assume I did. Let's cut a little bit off of this guy. Well, first let's smush him, see if the smushing can make him look the same. Yeah, that one still looks a little bigger from any angle. Cut that part off. Tuck it under there. Pull him out. Cut him one more time. Give him a tuck in his sharp end. And there we go. Now I think they're closer in weight and volume. And I don't think I need to do much to them. They're pretty much what they are. I think this could look a little smaller if I kind of bend some of these more internally, kind of like the other one, kind of crimple it up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of doing it. All right, I think that's it. You could have put some accent beads right here and just have them hang down like cool funky earrings, but let's stick with the weird space age geometric strangeness and add 2 more weird geometric pieces. This time a little bit less experimental, a little bit easier. Let's take about whatever that is. That is about 5 inches. And this time let's make sure we take them exactly the same. All right, we'll hammer them out. Okay, take the very center of the wire. I'm going to bend it and bend it. I'm going to make a little square. Like so. See if this works. And we're just going to keep bending it around and around. Like so. Till we get like this. And then we're going to go another little teeny tiny square. Like so. Yours might not come out as, I don't even know if I can do this twice. I've never practiced that. I just figured it might work. Okay, let's go to the middle again. See if we can do this twice. How did we even do this? Something like this. Like that, right? Made a little square like that. Is that right? Something like that. And then we folded this. And started coming around, and then we folded this. Let's see if it works again. Sort of, not exactly the same. Yeah, we'll make it work. It's close. That one square is a little tiny bit smaller, and that made it, give it a little more leverage at the very end. So this guy is not coming out. Instead of coming out in the center like those two, this guy came out on the corner way out there. Haha. It's probably better to give yourself a little extra wire, because then you can go back and undo it if you need to. I wonder if we can squish this guy and make up for it. Probably not. It's probably way too late for that, but who knows. Squish that a little more. Squish that whole thing a little more. See if he can wrap around a little more. Get him over there. Oh, we got him a little bit. Got him a little bit over to the edge. Not much. All right. Maybe we'll just cut one more and see if we can get it close, because I like how perfect that one came out. Here we go, take 3 with a slightly longer piece, just in case we have to cut some off at the end. And I think we got it. Yep. That is just the right amount.